What made you become a realtor?
We were looking to start a business and we had no money. And it was in 1982 that we started the firm Realtors. Started from one small room. That was the beginning, and we've never really looked back.
You are the founding member itself of the NAR-India. The biggest movement that we are seeing is of NAR-India. What was going in your head?
I spent 12 years in the corporate world, so I knew what an organized industry is all about. When my wife started this business, soon after I joined her, we organized ourselves. I realized two things. One is that the profession doesn't have much respect. The other was anybody could become a broker. I used to tell my wife that इस profession में तो गधे और घोड़े में फर्क नहीं नजर आ रहा है. She used to tell me your time will come.
What could be the change that we can see if the professionals could meet up with the government?
We were consulted while making the RERA Act. We are one of the pillars of the RERA Act. It is the builders, realtors and customer. And Maharashtra is the first state that without passing the exam, you cannot become a realtor. You must have a shop act registration. मतलब एकदम अनाड़ी लोग जाके प्रॉपर्टीज दिखा के पैसे नहीं ले रहे लोगों से. In 1975, I think my first earning was some rental for 3,000 rupees. But my wife's first earning was, I think she sold something for 9.
Wow.
लैंड में जितना पैसा है उतना कोई और वर्टिकल में नहीं है. When real estate booms, the country booms.
Hello guys, welcome to the House and Kart show, and this is my honor and privileged that I am just sitting next to him, and he'll be sharing his valuable 1.5 hour with us for this episode right here in Jaipur. And we requested him, and sir is very kind. He said that whatever you want to ask, if it is regarding real estate, if it is for the people, I am ready to do that. And we are very thankful for you for sir sparing your time. So I am pleased to welcome today the special guest of this episode, Ravi Verma sir. He is the Chairman Emeritus of NAR-India. Welcome on the show.
Thank you for having me, Kunal, and thank you for the very kind words. I don't know whether I deserve them, but yeah, glad to be on your podcast.
Thank you so very much, sir. Everybody wants to know your journey from like how it all started. How what made you become a realtor first?
Well, actually, we were looking to start a business and we had no money. So that realtor was one of the paths of least resistance. And this is something that we became by more or less by accident. And it was inspired by a friend of ours who was a builder and who motivated my wife, who started the business much before I joined her. And it was in 1982 that we started the firm Realtors. And incidentally, that term Realtors is patented in her name as Shalini Verma.
Okay.
Yeah. My wife's name is Tabassum Verma, but married name is Shalini Verma. So that is what motivated us to get into the line. It required no investment. She started from one small room, much smaller than this, from our house. And well, that was the beginning, and we've never really looked back after that.
You have been the part of a lot of organizations and associations, sir. You have made a lot of associations, and association worked on like a movement, I must say. and the biggest movement that we are seeing is of NAR-India, that you are the founding member itself of the NAR-India. So what was going in your head when you because in a market like India, where there is no recognition for broker community, consultants, or the people who want to work in a professional manner, you have just created an entire league of this part.
So, Kunal, I must tell you the genesis of it is that I came from the corporate world to begin with. And I spent 12 years in the corporate world. So I knew what an organized industry is all about. When my wife started this business, after that, I really never needed to dip into my salary because, and it wasn't pittance. I was heading marketing for a machine tool company when she started this. And soon after I joined her, we organized ourselves. I realized two things. One is that the profession doesn't have much respect in the community. So social respect and standing was not very high. The other was that anybody could become a broker, and there was no premium for being organized.
Yes.
And in fact, I used to tell my wife that is profession में तो गधे और घोड़े में फर्क नहीं नजर आ रहा है. So she used to tell me, your time will come. Profile of people joining the profession will change, but we need to organize ourselves to do that. And fortunately, in Pune, at that time, the builders were getting organized, and they started a builders association called Promoter and Builders Association of Pune.
Okay.
And they called us and they said that we are getting organized, so you all also get organized. So there is a forum where both of us can communicate issues arising out of the marketing arm of the industry and the manufacturing arm of the industry. So we organized ourselves almost simultaneously with them, which was in 1987. So we started a association called Estate Agents Association of Pune. And of which I became a president for 6 years. But while we were practicing our profession, me and my company, we were representing JLL for about 5 years in Pune. So when JLL came to India, Rakesh Patnaik used to be their head. And Rakesh had needed somebody to represent them in Pune, and which we were doing. So we also saw that they were quite organized, their processes and systems of working. So we saw it for 5 years. Then the expressway between Pune and Bombay opened. And there was an IT boom across the country, and Pune was one of the IT centers of the country. So we found that we started losing our international clients, people who wanted properties and real estate solutions across cities. They were giving mandates to the IPCs, International Property Consultants. उनको mandate origin of country से मिलता था. तो हमारे जो बड़े बड़े clients थे, जैसे HSBC, TCS was local, but IBM and all, they stopped coming to us and they were going to these IPCs. That was a major reason why I started scratching my head that we should also have a platform which empowers our people and to give solutions, multi-city solutions across the country. At that time, we had a very respected broker in Pune called Mrs. Malkani, whose son Naresh Malkani had migrated to US and was a realtor over there. And he was shuttling between US and India. He was looking for starting an association in India. He tried himself also. Then he realized that what will be required is that he doesn't become the head of that association, but professional body becomes the head. And he got National Association of Realtors to India. Norm Flynn was at that time representing them to start associations in various countries. And that is when Naresh Malkani motivated us to start an association of associations, of which the Pune Association was one of the founders. So because it was association of associations, it was not about individuals who started. But he was a prime mover. And our first chairman at that time, who made the articles of association and other requirements for starting an association, was Dr. Rao. Dr. Rao was based in Delhi, and he had fair amount of connections in the government. And he was our chairman for 6 years. And NAR grew in that time. We took baby steps. I was in charge of, after being president, I was the second president of NAR. I was in charge of enrolling other city associations. And it was the most satisfying thing for me to go around the country and sell the idea of being part of organized realty to other associations in the country. Many cities did not even have an association at that time. So with these steps, we realized we have to do two major things. One is grow across the country. Second is empower our members to become professional realtors and do their business in a professional manner, not a ad hoc or a chalta hai kind of business शुरू कर दिया और देखें कहाँ जाएगा. So we explain to them we need processes, code of ethics, protocols. मल्टी-सिटी में कैसे करेंगे जब तक प्रोटोकॉल स्टैंडर्डाइज ना हो. तो इस ढंग से हमने लोगों को मोटिवेट किया. और टू बी फेयर, लॉट ऑफ पीपल वर ऑल्सो फीलिंग द नीड कि ऑर्गेनाइज बॉडी होगी तो वी विल बी रिस्पेक्टेड नॉट ओनली इन द इंडस्ट्री बट ऑल्सो बाय द गवर्नमेंट. एंड व्हेन गवर्नमेंट वाज लुकिंग टू इंट्रोड्यूस द रेरा एक्ट, we were one of the people who were called to represent all realtors in the country. So NAR-India was called to represent all realtors in the industry. So not only did we give them inputs for formulation of the act, but we were also a part of the advisory council to see how the act was being rolled out. So Ministry of Urban Development Advisory Council. So we are still members of that council. So I had the honor of representing NAR-India for 6 years on that council. And thereafter, they were good enough to have me as chairman for 9 years. So we realized that continuous and ceaseless adoption of the best practices of our profession is the key for us to have a continued success, individual success as well as organizational success. So we started a company called IIRE, India Institute of Real Estate Education, and which is one of the bodies owned by NAR-India. Yeah. So that provides education across the country for our people.
Sir, like as you said about the education, I have 2-3 points in my mind. Like one is the recognition of a agent, consultant, or a broker by the government. Like there is a lack of education in the sector. There is because it is not regulated. The education is not being given on a very initial stages. Like in colleges, there should be courses regarding to real estate. If anybody wants to opt as a career of real estate, the government could add up some subjects regarding real estates. Uh, then after we see like insurance agents are there, so they have a exam proper. But in real estate, we don't see these things getting more often. Like people who are highly professional are, they are willing to uh, seeing themselves that people should respect them, like they are working very professionally into the sector. But the people who are so unorganized and they are not professionally active, and they are also working in this.
Kunal, over a period of time, that has improved considerably. And I must correct you on certain aspects. Even before we made it, the suggestion was mine to the chairman of the RERA in Maharashtra. Then, when they started giving licenses to realtors, that they were giving licenses based on various types of companies. Say, individual was 10,000 rupees, and a company was a lakh of rupees, and private limited was more, and so on and so forth. I told them this is not how licensing should be given. What you must do is have an exam, see that the person has knowledge to be going out and advising clients to spend their lifelong earned money on properties. So, and they were kind enough, and it was his vision that he was kind enough to accept that idea immediately. And Maharashtra is the first state, and this has been going on now for almost 2 years, that without passing the exam, you cannot become a realtor. Yeah, they won't give you the license.
Okay.
But they started giving licenses a little earlier. So, but they said that if you don't pass the exam, the license is not valid. And they did cancel many licenses. Pune alone, there were 6,000 people who took the exam and passed. So, and Maharashtra was, at one time we had 43,000. The latest numbers I don't have at the moment. But last year it was 43,000 people who had passed the exam. And so they had at least the basic knowledge of the product as well as other associated services like finance and law and PMC, BMC bylaws that govern the passing of plans and conducting ourselves in the industry. So these things have already happened. But even when these were not mandated by government, we had our own norms of taking people into associations at the city level as well as at the national level. You had to have certain number of years. I think in various cities there were different norms that itne saal ka practice hona chahiye aapka. You must have a Shop Act registration at least. You must be paying income tax, so kuch to business karte hoge. You must be paying GST, so that threshold of business is fair amount. That you don't have, matlab ekdam anadi log jaake properties dikha ke paise nahi le rahe logon se, you know. So we had our own checks and balances. Our code of ethics used to take care of that. Phir baad mein protocols, and we refined ourselves based on our experience, and we are continuously upgrading ourselves and updating ourselves. What else needs to be done? To ensure that our people get international opportunities, from the day one, not only did we have a bilateral agreement with USA, which is National Association of Realtors, US, which is the largest trade body in the world. And we had some of our best people represent us. Even today, Tarun Bhatia, as you know, is doing very well. Also, we reached out to other countries so that our people get opportunities internationally also, and in areas where we were not there before. They said in the Middle East and all, many of our realtors were anyway going. But Far East were opportunities from Far East were opened by Tarun Bhatia's initiatives.
Yes, of course.
Like this, also taking international courses, not only local courses, in doing our business in a more professional and effective manner. We have courses that we conduct all the time. You are aware of
Yeah.
the most recent one. So that is a need that has been identified, and we pursue it in a very passionate manner.
So, what is your viewpoint on like if the government collaborate with associations like NAR, like they have the best of the professional people down there in the
Like
association?
Naredco
Yes, yes,
and the government,
yes, yes, sir.
Urban Development
Urban
Ministry.
development. If the government feels the need of getting attached to the associations like NAR, so what could be the change that we can see if the professionals could meet up with the government?
See, there are certain things, green shoots are already there. We were consulted while making the RERA Act. We are one of the pillars of the RERA Act. It is the builders, realtors, and customer. Okay. The other is that at the state level, our people, wherever our people are more proactive and effective, the state governments know what we are doing, and they also come to our conferences and conventions. You will notice last time at Delhi, Khatar Saab was also there for the association, and to acquaint himself, because earlier Mr. Hardeep Puri was there. Hardeep Puri Saab knew exactly what we were doing because he was interacting with us for 6 years before. But Khatar Saab spent about half an hour, 40 minutes before he came to the convention trying to understand what we do.
Okay.
So the government taking cognizance of us is happening. It has to happen a little more, and we have to lobby a little more for our own needs. For example, one license, one nation, one license. This, unfortunately, they are not accepting because they have not understood it totally. They think it is the land laws in different states are different. But that alone is not the product that we sell. We are selling residences, commercials. There are so many verticals that don't require different laws, which are land-based, and they're land-centric. So this is a matter of lobbying and more communication with the government, and I think over time that also should happen. And it will happen because we are concentrating on it.
It will surely happen. So I really want that because what we see in today's market, that the professionals are really struggling to find their way when it comes, because the government has not recognized real estate as a sector. Industrial status has not been given. So
Well, that is fast changing because as manufacturing gets recognized, they realize that whenever housing industry collapses, like it has recently collapsed in China, uh, Evergrande is the
yes, the biggest
example
player
I'm
here.
talking about. That severely affects the economy of any country. Also, when real estate booms, the country booms.
Yes.
So that is a realism that is dawning on various governments, and it will be unwise to ignore that fact.
So, according to you and as your experience, what advice or suggestions you would love to give to the government or the certain ministry that is holding the housing sector of India, so they can make the certain changes in the working policies, and so that it could be helpful for both builders and consultants both ways?
The um, the biggest suggestion, and there's not a huge list because builders have a much larger laundry list of what they need. But हमारे लिए तो biggest suggestion is that this is the easiest way to create employment, prosperity, because you can create a vast middle class. Say, even if there are, at a guesstimate, about 7 or 10 million brokers, it's in that range, or realtors in the country. And if we are to, as urbanization grows and realization goes that professional services are required for buying and selling properties, this alone will create lakhs of jobs. And if the easier you make it for us to function, and there need to be checks and balances so that the customer is not shortchanged in any way. Customer satisfaction is the only reason for our existence. Or as long as we keep focusing on customer satisfaction, we are always going to do well. And there are umpteen examples within our own organization. The people who are customer centric are the ones that are more successful. So once the government is made to realize that, and it is part of our continued communication with them, then if they make it easier for us to start businesses, and starting business, we don't need the government. And it can start with hardly any investment.
Yeah.
My wife started from home, like I was telling you a
Yes,
little
yes.
earlier. One room in a home. And we started with that. And absolutely no financial background or investment. So that continues to be the case, that you don't require too much investment. Now, because of the requirement of Shop Act and other requirements, all you're required to do is have a few months worth of investment in renting a place. But if you do it right, you'll be up and away in less than a year.
Sir, what was your first investment in real estate?
Investment.
Yes, sir.
When I joined my wife, I realized that first and foremost, we had no financial background. We were married for 50 years. We started with a huge bank balance, like I was telling you, that 300
300
bucks.
rupees.
And gradually I was second batch of MBS, so I got a job straight away. She finished her master's. But we realized that पैसे की ज़रूरत है और पैसे किसी तरह से कमाने चाहिए. तो कोई बिल्डर थे, दोस्त थे हमारे. उन्होंने मेरी बीवी को कहा कि Ravi is working for people for a pittance. For pre-91 तो you couldn't pay people too much because we were socialist country. So he used to travel by air, live in 5 stars, but घर आओ तो पैसे नहीं. So she started this because the builder said, तुम घर से शुरू करो agency. जब से शुरू किया मेरे पैसे की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ी.
Wow.
And I was heading marketing for a machine tool company. So when I joined her 5 years later, तो मैंने देखा कि लैंड में जितना पैसा है उतना कोई और वर्टिकल में नहीं है अपने. So we started, whatever extra money we had, we started investing in land.
Okay.
Later on, we were part of every vertical. Our company was offering services in every vertical. We had our focus on land. For that, we started another company because we didn't want to confuse it with other verticals. And we traded in it, and we did joint ventures in it.
Okay.
So that has been a very lucrative stream of income for us. And also we kept our eyes open for other high revenue verticals. Like when IT came, you were renting whole buildings. Now with the others like data centers and infrastructure verticals, you'll do very well. Yeah, So I urge people that specialize in whatever you do. However, we are generalists. We are in every vertical. Yeah. We made good money in all sunrise verticals like student housing and office sharing spaces and stuff like that. Strongly suggest to people that if you're looking for a career, look for a career in real estate consultancy.
What was the amount that you invested first in this real estate sector?
First amount that we earned.
Yes, earned.
In 1975, I think my first earning was some rental for 3,000 rupees.
3,000.
But my wife's first earning was, I think she sold something for 9 lakhs and she got 2% for that. And that was her first earning.
Wow. Sir, if we see your journey, so it's been a very long journey since so many years you have been into this industry. So what have changed from that and now? Like what exact things you see?
Lot has changed. The expectation of clients in 1975 was very basic. They did not expect too much from a realtor. Or 1982, sorry, we started in 1982. 75 is when I got married. The expectation was very little, that you arrange a meeting, you negotiate, and that is that. They didn't expect after-sales service so much from you at that time. Today, the expectation is very vast. They expect you to arrange finances for them if they need it. They want updates on, if it is under construction, they want updates on the property all the time. They want you to have a fair amount of legal knowledge of what you're selling. Also, the laws that they expect you to know. Now, they may hire a professional to see what they have to pay by way of capital gains or as NRIs, what other taxes are applicable to them. They may hire a professional, but the basic information they expect from the person selling it to them. They also will blame you for, earlier they never blamed you for anything, for the builders defaulting. Today they will blame you for builders defaulting also, that why did you not select more wisely for me? And that is a big change. The other is that because of social media and dissemination of information by government or various laws that have been brought, everybody comes at you guns drawn.
Yeah.
That is, they know what are their rights, they know what they are supposed to get from you, and they also know that if you have done something wrong, you will pay very heavily. So they come with guns drawn. So whatever you do it very professionally, put everything down in writing, cover every minute, a meeting with minutes of the meeting, etc., so that you are absolutely in the clear that you have given the right advice and the right kind of service to your clients.
Sir, there has been a drastic change in. This is in a very general manner. I'm
No,
saying this.
please.
Like earlier in like late 80s, 90s, or maybe in 2000, early 2000, जब भी कोई घर खरीदने जाता था, like देखने जाता था on site, so the people used to ask any person who is standing or maybe have some stall or something nearby at the road कि अरे इधर आना, यहाँ पे कुछ प्रॉपर्टी बन रही है क्या? वो अरे आना से लेके और आज के डेट में एआई.
No, what you are really saying is that just about everybody was also a broker.
Exactly.
That is what you were saying. No, unfortunately, in our profession, that was a time, even today in large parts of India, it still continues to be that way. But here, as a organization, we have to educate people that you go through organized, registered, licensed brokers, and your interests will be protected. they will inform you of the laws that protect you, that govern the industry, and they will take you to the people who are transparent, responsible, and have a reputation for timely and good product delivery. So that has changed considerably. That is, it's no longer a concern, at least in the major cities. It may take a while to go to the official areas, tier 2 and tier 3 cities.
Sir, how do you see AI, artificial intelligence, play a very vital role in the field of real estate in the coming years?
AI will definitely play a role. Actually, the jury is out on AI. It will definitely help us. Incidentally, my office, as soon as I go back, we have our first training program on AI. So it will definitely help us do our job more efficiently. It may start informing the client more effectively that what is available where, etc., etc. But it is not going to. Ours is a product which is a touch and feel product. You still need to visit the site, get a feel of what you're going to get. Reputations matter, background of the person matters, transparency matters. What is, because of the RERA Act, what is put on the website matters. So I do not see it immediately affecting us. And what will happen 3 years from now is in the realm of astrology. Everybody is trying to guess. To give you an example, there used to be a MP from Pune, Suresh Kalmadi was his name, a good friend of ours. We were having dinner one time in 2000. They have a car dealership which is across many cities in the country. And he was telling me, Ravi, with the kind of dissemination of information, all knowledge and information being available to everybody, over a period of time, tera bhi profession gayab ho jayega, mera bhi profession gayab ho jayega. Do you think that car dealerships are over now?
No.
He was telling me 2005 mein, we both will be looking for jobs. Are real estate brokers sitting at home have retired looking for jobs in other industries? No. If anything, it has only grown. Wherever I go, and it gives me great happiness when our people live in great, excellent homes, drive fancy cars. You are one of the people who drives fancy cars. No, the point is that prosperity has not either diminished or acceleration of prosperity has not slowed down. So that is why I say that anything more than 2-3 years is in the realm of astrology. और जब भी कोई नई टेक्नोलॉजी आती है तो लोग ऐसे ही कहते हैं कि अभी तो हम मर गए, हमको ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा. You are a businessman because you are an optimistic person. You are a salesman because you are a super optimistic person. And you are a realtor because you are selling a high value product. किसी ने जीन्स मांगी और जीन्स निकाल के दे दिया, ऐसा नहीं है. You have to work on the person, understand their need, understand what they want, and analyze it, and then offer out of thousands of options, offer 4 or 5 that might meet their need completely. Only then it will lead to customer satisfaction. Then see how they're going to finance it, then see whether it meets all their needs, bachon ke needs, where they go to school, where the husband and wife work. There are so many variables in that as you present yourself to a client as a professional realtor, they will start understanding, बस मैं सही जगह पे आया हूँ और यहाँ पे मैं जो भी पैसे दूंगा वो that will add value to my purchase. हम आर्किटेक्ट के पास जाते हैं, नहीं जाते. क्यों जाते हैं? हम इतना तो हम भी बना सकते हैं कि ये 10x14 का घर बना लो, रूम बना लो, यू नो.
दैट इज सर, आई थिंक मैं बीच में पॉडकास्ट के बोल रहा हूँ, बट as you speak, I was only listening to you because I
Well,
think
no,
that
no, yeah, that's been, but,
like today it's a learning podcast for me because the experience that you are sharing in this small span of time.
Kunal, I must share something with you. I told you a little earlier that if you specialize in anything, you will do so well. You know, one of our colleagues is specialized only in warehousing, and you know him. He's Chennai based. In a span of 5 years, he has made so much money because it's such a specialized field that he is now offering warehousing, total warehousing solutions. He's not only a realtor for warehousing, you know. तो यहाँ पे अपॉर्चुनिटीज और इतनी हैं कि there is no limit to it. And the India story, as you know, is just starting there. Even if we look at only the crucible of experiment is Mumbai. If you look at only Mumbai, almost every building is being redeveloped. Plus, slum rehabilitation is happening. Now, you look at national statistics, at any given time, we are 19 or 20 million homes short. So, supply and demand, the gap is 19 to 20 million. So, there is no question of lack of opportunity. It's a question of इतने इस समुद्र में से आपको कितना पानी पीना है
बिल्कुल सर.
और आपकी काबिलियत कितनी है. How prepared you are, how to work hard, professionally, educate yourself continuously, upgrade your services. That is the name of the game.
Sir, as the chairperson emeritus of NAR-India, like how do you see NAR working in the next 10, 20 years from now? What things you want or wish that the people or the leadership of the NAR should do things and take things
See, in
forward?
India, what I see is we are still not using enough technology to sell our products.
Okay.
We have but you are seeing that it is changing.
Yes, it is changing. Yes.
Every office has to have at least one person doing only back office. So what is his job? PDF बनाएगा,
Data entry
videos
करेगा.
बनाएगा, stuff like that. So what you're doing is you're making things easier for the customer to understand, evaluate. Yeah, you're using technology to give a better experience to your client. That will keep on happening more and more. The other thing we are not doing is, and that I see more and more happening in US, is that realtor, when he visits a site for inspection, he goes with a cameraman, जैसे आप बैठे हो यहाँ. He goes with a cameraman and he goes with an editor and all that. And he also has a script writer with him. And he walks around, wears a suit, and explains. So this way of selling has changed completely. And people have started doing it at a very, very early, have started doing it in a very small way now in India. But as time goes by, as we get exposed to newer ways of doing things or more efficient ways of doing things, it will change. And we will also be there using cutting edge methods to gain better customer satisfaction.
So there are some questions that we and my team researched on you in a very short span of time that we got from yesterday night. So I would like to ask some
Sure.
things. So one is that you got a recognition from Paul Harris Fellow.
Yeah, I did get
Recognition
that.
you got
Yeah,
that,
I
yes.
did.
So क्या मायने रखते हैं सर जब ये recognitions आपको
Yeah, well, first I must tell you that my Paul Harris is not from India.
okay US
यहाँ पे है, you pay $500 and they make you a Paul Harris fellow. Now, that is not so at all in UK. Long ago, there was, I think it was in the early 90s, we had an earthquake in Latur in Maharashtra.
okay
And Rotary Club of Birmingham came over. I was a Rotarian in Pune at that time. And we organized a relief, we organized health centers. We had a clinic and a hospital, small hospital in Latur. All this I helped them to do. Thereafter, there were 14 disasters in which I helped them to help India. The earthquake in Bhuj in Gujarat was one where we built many homes, etc. And there were trauma centers, and besides that, I helped them to tie up with a hospital to train trauma medicine and disaster medicine and trauma centers, how to set up these centers and how to give disaster medicines and prepare governments to do that. So Rotary Club of Birmingham invited me one day to UK, and offered me this, bestowed this honor on me of Paul Harris of Rotary Club of Birmingham. Well, that is social work you must do, and this was just one aspect of what I do.
so we talk about the real estate or the skyline of different cities. Sir, how do you see modern real estate, like huge high-rise
Yeah,
buildings,
yeah, yeah.
lavish houses, being built in the country with have traditional values, cultures?
No, well, the point is, real estate is one of the manifestations of what we as a country aspire to be and what we uh, think modernity or progress is. I don't know whether we are doing it in a holistic manner or in the right way, because if you see many of our people who are making city plans, designing cities, they may not be qualified to design cities. So, to give you a classic example, Lower Parel had about 670 acres of land. That was when the mills closed down. Those lands were used for real estate development. All these high rises came up.
Yeah.
FSI was increased by, how FSI is increased. Now you have these large, giant buildings, and the roads remain narrow. There are no open spaces, the roads are not there to take the traffic, and we have created an urban mess. So, unless we do it, even now we have an opportunity, but I don't have much hope that we will do it right. Because what we are focusing on is making ugly, large urban centers. We are not focusing on elegance or sustainability, eco-sustainability, if I may use that word. I don't know whether we are doing that.
So NAR or India also do conventions. So I'd
Yes.
like to ask you regarding that. That what it is all about. So like what I came to know that it is one of the biggest event in the country that is meant for the realtors to network, connect, and to celebrate.
All that you are saying is right. And I must tell you, this is something we must be proud of, because we do conventions much better. I go to CRIDAI conventions, I go to Naredcot conventions, I go to many other industry conventions. We do conventions much better than most people do. and we kind of make it a something for everybody kind of an affair. There is training, there is networking, there is knowledge, there is all kinds of stuff that happens over there. We also showcase culture of that city
Yeah.
or the state. I think eh, eh, I think we do a great job on that, and uh, it is an opportunity to also uh, not. There are so many layers of contribution in so many fields in a convention. You showcase your new talent of leaders. You give opportunities to vendors and service providers to display their wares. You have an opportunity to raise money for the organization. So there are a lot of things happening concurrently, and many of them are pretty good.
So, at last, I would request you and want you that the people who will be watching your episode, this podcast, uh, after it goes live, so what message do you want to give to the people and to all the realtors that will be watching you, listening to you, because they really look up to you?
Well, I may not agree with many of them don't know who I am. That's not the issue. The issue is that I would tell everybody that please become part by body and soul. Please become part of organized reality movement in the country, because that's the only way you are going to do justice to yourself, to your client, to your business, to your family, and also to your city. Because once you are successful, you'll start giving back to the community and the city. But it is worth it. I've spent most of my adult life doing that, and I have absolutely nothing but satisfaction that it's a life well spent pursuing organized reality.
So, one advice for young realtors like me who are working in this sector, so
Very
that we
young
can
realtors.
improve on ourselves.
I'm not here to give sermons or this thing. I think everybody knows कि मैंने कहाँ पे improve करना है और we are here, our associations are here to channelize that energy and give you the options of what all you can do to improve. You know, so that I think our leadership does very well.
So, thank you so very much, sir,
Well,
for
thank you for having me, Kunal. This has been a good 1 hour spent with you.
thank you so much, sir. It's
Yeah.
an honor to have you on our show, and it was a complete learning experience for us. Again, I must say you that because uh, we came across a lot of people, but the people who have so much experience from not only in their respective industries but across. Like you have so much diversified experience and sharing those experience in just a small uh, just like very small time like 60 minutes or 90 minutes, it's a very thing to do, but thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
coming on our show. This was Ravi Verma, sir, Chairman Emeritus, NAR-India, and it was a very nice experience talking to him regarding a lot of things in reality sectors, in what NAR-India is doing, and the future plans, his experiences, his journey, and I hope that ये पॉडकास्ट आप सबको बहुत पसंद आएगा. ऐसे और इंटरेस्टिंग एपिसोड्स को सुनने के लिए हमारे चैनल को लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें. थैंक यू सो मच.